that clap can only mean one thing. You feel that clap, it just kind of gets into your soul, and you're like, hey!
No, that's the wrong energy.
Oh, that's right.
This is a good Willow hunting.
Oh, my goodness,
we can't
I messed
yell
up.
for that.
I was so excited thinking it was Ramble Radio.
No, it's not a Ramble Radio.
Oh, my God, I'm very upset.
You're going to startle
I'm
people.
very, very upset. There's
People are
Cody.
tuning in to
They
hear
probably,
good Willow
I
hunting.
bet they already tuned out.
They might have.
We might have lost
You've
viewers
shocked.
with that.
Well, you at least confused them.
I confused myself, didn't I?
You can't bring that. You can't come in at a 10.
Oh, my goodness.
On a good Willow hunting.
Now, you think it's just you and I.
Yeah, of course.
Right, there's Cody.
What? Hey, Cody.
Look at that. Cody.
Hi, guys.
Hey, buddy. Hi, Cody. A little secret I know.
What?
Oh,
you were talking about this before we started.
Cody.
What's the secret? Yes.
Yeah.
Cody tried to bribe the president for pardons. Just
Did
going to
you?
go ahead and say
Did
that.
you?
Cody was
How'd
one of the
that
people.
work
I guess we're going to find out. We're going to find out.
I'm being investigated by the Justice Department, so I can't really talk about it.
That doesn't mean much anymore.
Doesn't mean much anymore. It's true. What up, homie?
What's up?
Here we are talking. We're going to talk a Christmas classic,
Yes.
dare I say it.
I think so.
Joe Dante's Gremlins. You know, okay, before we get started.
Yeah.
The ball, and I texted you this after I saw Gremlins again to prepare for this episode of GWH, as the cool kids call it.
Yeah.
Good Willow
That's
hunting.
what's catching
Actually, let me do this, and then we're going to pay some bills. But let me
Okay.
do this first.
Yeah.
You know, the ball's on anyone who says Gremlins 2 is over the top. The ball's on Eddie. It was funny, but I feel bad because Eddie and I told Cody it was a dark comedy. It's just a comedy. This thing is damn near a slapstick.
But when we first saw it as children, it was sort of scary.
We were scared.
I was.
Stripe scared the shit out of me as a kid. Like, especially at the end. But
number 2 is more over the number 2.
It
has
is
Hulk
more over
Hogan
the top. I think
Hulk Hogan.
I think number 2 is a perfect sequel because it takes the first one and just ups it.
Yes.
But I remember thinking my point is I remember thinking number 2 must have been a massive leap in over the topness.
Right.
But then there's a scene where you have Gremlins Christmas caroling.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, this thing is. I don't know how I forgot. That it was just damn near
as a kid,
comedy.
I was very frightened.
Same here. That scene where they're all walking in the snow towards it, I was like, oh, God, that was scary.
Well, it's the same thing as like if you look back, like the film Ghoulies.
Right.
I was terrified.
You don't
of
think it's a comedy.
as a kid.
You don't realize it's a
Shit
comedy.
coming out of your toilet.
Scary.
That's frightening.
That's horrific. But now hilarious.
Now it's hilarious.
By the way, is it up? Do you want Eddie? The Magic Van or what? Bam! Hempvita.com. They're sponsoring the Ramble. They have CBD products and all the products, the tinctures, the gummies, the vape juice, the vape pods, the pet products.
Well, hold on.
The lotions.
What kind of spectrum are they on?
I was gonna get to. Okay, yeah, it's a good you ask because if you're a gambling man, as we all know.
Oh, addicted to gambling.
Addicted to gambling.
I've lost 2
hundreds
wives,
of thousands,
a
right?
child,
and
3 pets.
All to your gambling.
All to my gambling addiction.
And I don't know how you would have done here, but just if you want to go with your hunch, what kind of CBD spectrum is in this?
I would bet everything I have that it's probably some narrow, minuscule little spectrum.
You'd have lost a third wife. It is broad.
Really?
Broad spectrum.
A 4th pet, another
pet,
child
another
gone.
Kid.
It's a broad spectrum.
Broad with no THC.
Damn.
Get that? And the CBD, it's legal. It won't get you high, so you can take it. You can still shove it up your ass, but you don't have to when you take it across state lines.
Now, if I take this with marijuana that gets me high, I'll still get high.
Yes, right.
But this won't be.
No,
I won't get
no,
high
no.
because of what I've taken
No,
here.
sir. No, sir. You could do this and shoot heroin into your nutsack.
But the heroin will
get you high.
But this will not.
Yep, you'll just feel good. All the combustible stuff, the flowers and the pre-rolls, did we do this again? You want to gamble on how much percentage of THC is
I'm going to say, I don't know how it could be anything less than 75%.
You just lost a 4th wife. 0.3, less than 0.3.
Damn.
Oh, my God. Cody?
Yeah.
I know this was before your time, but do you see Hacksaw Jim Duggan walking into the studio right now? Hempvita will only use industrial hemp grown in the
USA.
It's organic with no GMOs.
Tough guy.
There you go. And all of Hempvita's products. This is a part.
Does Hempvita know that we pay to have Hacksaw Jim Duggan come in
They
here
should.
every single time?
They probably should. But he already lives with me, so it's not that.
Yeah, but we make him come in from the
That's
bedroom.
true. He's boinking Andrea, and he has to stop.
With his 2x4.
King Duggan.
You think he has a little American flag taped to his dick?
He has to. What else is he? Of course. All hemp-Vita's products. And this is the exciting part. They meet the 2018 Farm Bill, which was signed into law in December of 2018, which legalized hemp at the federal level by removing it.
Did you know this about the 2018 Farm Bill?
What?
It is, it's classified.
Yeah.
It's technically classified as erotic fiction.
I would think. I was wondering about that.
It's technically.
Oh, man.
It's technically classified as erotic. It's not legal to read it in certain states.
Right. I thought about it. That's true. And kids can't get near it in certain states.
No, you can't sell to an 18-year-old.
No,
anyone
no.
younger than 18,
Nope.
you can't sell the 2018 Farm Bill.
And the 2018 Farm Bill classified hemp as an agricultural commodity. All that, you're in. You go to hempvita.com, you enter ramble as your keyword.
I'm in.
You're in. Like
hacksaw
hacksaw with my girlfriend. You enter RAMBLE. You get 15% off. Wow. That's amazing.
Unreal.
There it is.
Unreal.
Wow. Hacksaw's banging my girl. Is that just an ultimate, we're done? Like, how do you recover? Hacksaw now. How do you recover?
Hacksaw now. What a hacksaw then?
Hacksaw that. You're right. Just snot
Is
coming
there-
out
is
of his face.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, man. So here we go. Gremlins, as we begin our December run of Yuletide offerings. This duo is Gremlins.
This,
and
to me, is more of a Christmas film than I know. People get in this argument all the time about Die Hard being
right,
a Christmas movie.
right.
This is more of a Christmas film than Die Hard is a
Agreed.
Christmas.
Absolutely.
Die Hard
Agreed.
takes place during Christmas, and some people say it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Fine. But this is actually about Christmas.
It's about Christmas. It is a Christmas gift that goes awry. It is
gift
about
of the Magi.
Gift of
Mogwai.
the Mogwai.
Gift of the Mogwai.
And can I just say Phoebe Cates deserved a nomination for how she pulled off that monologue about her dad getting stuck in the chair. I mean, she does that so well.
Oh, yeah.
That you really, like, when I first saw it, I didn't get, as a little kid, I'm like, man, that must have been awful.
Yeah.
And then when I saw it again as a teenager, I'm dying laughing because she plays it so straight.
Like it really happened.
Like it really happened. Like her dad
got
died.
stuck and died in the
Stuck and
chimney.
died in the chimney.
Broke his neck.
Broke his
What fucking idiot tries to climb down a chimney?
That's just the funniest thing ever.
Stupidest-
Just imagining some dumbass in a, like
Look, when I was a kid, my grandfather dressed up as Santa Claus to
Yes.
come in and surprise
Yep.
all me and my brother and my cousin.
Yeah.
And what happened was my family had us all in like the family room. We were
Right.
all playing around or watching TV or
Right.
whatever. And my grandfather goes in the back. He's like, oh, I'm going to go lay down and take a nap because he was an old man. So we're like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
sure.
Papa's going to go take a nap. So we're like, okay, he's back there. And then I guess he sneaks out of the house, puts on the and comes around and comes through the glass sliding door. Hey, it's Santa Claus.
Brilliant.
Hey. And then he leaves. And then my parents stall us long enough, and he goes back around.
Comes
And
back
we
in.
run back into the bedroom to see Papa. Like, Papa, Santa was here.
He
And
was here.
He was faking laying in bed and sleeping.
right. Brilliant.
Didn't try to come down the fucking chimney.
Well, I mean, you could always
Just go into
like
the back
Yeah.
door.
or be in the other room and then
Right.
and then just like dust yourself off of the chimney.
Right,
Like
right.
you can fake it
Right.
pretty easily.
You don't have to come down the
was-
actual fucking chimney.
My great grandpa pulled a great one when I was 4. We went to my great aunt's house, which is walking distance from my
Yeah.
grandmother's house, to have a Christmas party. We came back at like 12. They did it on purpose, a little bit after midnight,
Yeah.
technically Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And they had the tree was empty. And then I come back and magically
Nice.
filled with presents. And my
Nice.
great grandpa was just there, and he told me that he was explaining to Santa that I
Right.
was a good boy, so that's why he left all. It was amazing. I was
So
like,
you were
holy
dumb as shit.
I was a fucking dumb as
were
you could
fucking
imagine.
Stupid as fuck.
They-
he stayed. He was there the
He
whole
was
time.
there the whole time. I didn't put that together. Great grandpa didn't even go. He was like, that's how dumb he knew I was. He's like, I don't even have to bother going to sell it to this kid. This kid thinks Kamala's going to kill everyone at the sportatorium. We're going to be fine.
He thinks he actually is a fucking head shrinker.
Yeah. He
shrinks human heads.
We'll be fine. I'll tell you, Gremlins opens up. Here's why I loved it seeing it again. It opens up with my favorite Christmas song ever. The baby, please.
Yeah.
Phil Spector, Christmas, the bells. That's a fucking.
And
I was
Phil
already
Spector's
hooked.
great too for the holidays.
Great guy for the holiday. Holiday just beat hold a woman at a gunpoint to never leave the house.
Yeah, it's just
Great Yuletide. And I like all the weird references. Like there was a Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
Little things like that. Like I loved all the little shit the things that they did. I thought Miss Deagle. And here's the thing about Gremlins. One thing I noticed, they don't really kill anyone nice.
No.
They only go after the assholes
Yeah.
in the town. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Like they only
they don't kill anyone you consider protagonists. in the
right
film.
now, really. I mean, they attack them,
They
but
attack them, but they don't-
I mean, Miss Deagle, they really. I mean, that's like a Three Stooges death. The way they just on her fucking motorized chair just goes. And Cody, what did you think of seeing a very young Mike from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul as one of the cops in Gremlin? How great was that, huh?
Yeah, super interesting to see that. You know, I it was weird watching it because I messaged you and I was like, I have seen the beginning of this movie, and I could not figure out where I had seen it, and I recognized like the beginning scene for sure, and then like the dog at the bank thing.
Yep.
And then after that, I don't remember a lot. So I must have like seen it on TV or something, and just like,
forgot. Because it is one of those movies that every now and again will pop up on TV during the holidays.
Sure,
it'll it's one of them. Like, and I don't know. Watching it again, I just think like I can't believe I was scared of this at all.
Yeah, but you're a kid.
Right, and it is pretty over the top with with the way they have. I mean, the Gremlins are just evil Three Stooges in this. They're just
it's all slapstick.
It's
comedy.
I mean, and then when they're all watching a movie in the theater, like it's just. I was like, wait a minute. There was, and then it was. Everyone says how over the top part 2 was, that I assumed the streaker gremlin at the bar was in part 2. But that's part 1.
The flasher.
The flasher gremlin. Like that.
But they're all naked anyway.
They're all naked anyway.
Putting a coat on the one guy makes them more naked.
And he's got like this. Oh, so Cody, your thoughts on the Joe Dante film Gremlins?
Yeah, it's bonkers. It's crazy.
Right?
And it was shockingly crazy to me because like you said, like that scene in the bar, it really is just like utter chaos with like the silly like opening beer taps like and like drinking it from under the tap.
Right, like I see his gut like expanding as he's just drinking more beer. Like it just
So I have a few thoughts. I mean, I enjoyed it a lot because it was so crazy and because it was so dumb and stupid and silly.
Yeah.
A few notes and observations, though. I would say I always look back to this era and appreciate the, like in this case, like the puppet stuff.
Yes.
Because you know that if it was made these days, it would be
all
like a
CGI.
CGI, and it would take like the magic out of
a lot of practical effects in this.
Yeah, a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
which I really like.
I mean, the only shot that doesn't hold up is when they're all walking in the snow. You can tell that's claymation or some weird green screen thing. But that's the only really like Spike or Stripe when it jumps out at the end and it's like half a skeleton.
Yeah.
That looks awesome.
Yeah.
That looks cool. That's a cool looking dying monster. Like it. They did a really
scary. That was a jump scare.
That was a good one. Like oh shit.
Scare.
Like man, that was.
But
and it also
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it also uses practical effects to be something that I didn't expect was like pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
For like a family movie, like the one that explodes in the microwave is like super gross.
But they all laugh. They kill each other.
They kill each other.
Yeah.
And like that was when the mom just puts the one in the blender thing. And I also love how all the dad's inventions, like I
That's
love
a great running joke.
That's a great running gag. And I love how there's that one time where he's talking about, he's telling the wife to use it. And like she almost breaks the fourth wall, but she looks away from him and is like, and does like that, like, okay, honey, like all that was just, I mean, I loved all that.
But it does
shit.
that thing that the reason I thought it was such a scary movie as a kid.
Yes.
It does that thing at the beginning where it sets up rules.
Yeah.
If you break these rules, bad things are going to happen.
Yep. And that's
what it does.
As a kid, I remember.
And anytime there was rules set up in a movie as a kid, you're like, oh shit,
can't break these.
If you break these, and then
You're
you start
fucked.
breaking them, you're like, oh,
what are they doing?
So that's why to me as a kid it rang so true as a horror film.
No, I was gonna say that what scared me the most as a kid, more than any of the jump scare of Spike, but was when Spike jumps into the YMCA swimming pool.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
like,
oh no. And like everything just starts glowing green. You're like,
this
oh
whole
shit.
town is fucked.
They're all fucked. Like it was.
Yeah. Which is another great practical effect scene.
They just put green lights at the bottom of a pool and some smoke.
And
it looked awesome. Yeah. And it looked awesome. Like it was like, wow, that's really, it is So I'm telling you, Cody, I think we need to add Gremlins 2 to this list of films that we're going to do because I don't think you're going to hate it. If you know what Gremlins 1 was. Yeah. And you go in it takes it times it just ups the ante.
It's absurd.
It is but I remember when when you see the part 1 again, you're like, this really. It's a natural progression.
But I remember when I first saw Gremlins 2, I'm like, when I watched, I never saw that one in a theater.
Right.
I remember watching on cable, and it was just it was a pure comedy to me.
It was, and I loved it. I loved it for that reason.
The first one always felt darker.
Right. There's no element of anything scary in this part 2 at all. I mean, Hulk Hogan has a cameo in it, which is so dumb, but it's so great. Like if you see where they're going with the first one, I think part 2 is a natural progression because it's like, you know what? We went over the top. Yeah. Let's just fucking go even. Let's just take it to even higher degree. Yeah. Like, I mean, but Mrs. Deagle dying is still one of the top 5 funniest deaths in movie history. Just shooting out of the fucking window. Like, god damn. Oh man, Hoyt Axton. I think that was one of the only movie roles he ever did. I forgot why. I don't know how we got that part as the dad, but he was he's just a fucking singer-songwriter.
He must have known somebody.
Right? And he must
have been friends with the director or the writer.
Right. And it's like you said, Cody, I didn't expect, seeing it again, I forgot how bonkers it was. Yeah. And it's even stranger that it was the big Steven Spielberg's in the biggest letters before. You know what I mean? Yeah. The biggest credit is his executive production. And it seems more like a Lloyd Kaufman Troma film. It looks like it seems like if Troma
it is something out of Toxic Avenger.
Right, like if let's say, hey, you know what? Let's try to tone it down. It's like if they toned down a movie, it would be Gremlins. Yeah. It's still
if you grounded Toxic Avenger.
Right, like we're not gonna have nudity, but we're not gonna have too much gore. But
and you guys, I'm sure you know this, but this movie was pretty singular in creating the PG-13 rating. As well. So it was this I think it was Temple of Doom. That Spielberg suggested the MPAA create a new rating in between PG and R, and then 2 months after this movie came out, Red Dawn was the first PG-13 movie ever.
That's right. And because you felt PG-13, I remember thinking like, oh, I'm seeing something I might not be supposed to see. It had that weird,
a little dangerous.
Like, whoa, right? Like, oh shit, yes, exactly. It was, and man, what I love about this movie, I thought the cast was great. I thought everybody was, the guy who played Mr. Fetterman, who's always a bit part in every horror film, was so good in that. As like that, just everything's the immigrant's problem, everything's a problem, like that was everything's foreign. These foreign made thing, like he is.
He fit in well today.
He would. Would he ever? He was. There was just so much about this movie that I enjoyed seeing it again.
I have a small complaint.
Yeah.
And it may be a nitpick, but
all right.
I wish that Gizmo had more of a personality. And I think that like when you have like a little like E.T. or something like that,
right,
where you have like some kind of not real kind of thing. I think developing a personality with it is helpful to kind of root for it. And
he was just sort of there to be cute.
He was there to be cute, and had like, to Cody's point, had he had the personality, a little bit more of a personality, that scene at the end where he basically saves a day is way more awesome. When he's just in that remote control car, just driving it around the mall or that shopping center. That was because that's a great scene.
That's a valid point. I think they just spent so much time with the personality and the characters of Stripe and like all the other Gremlins that I think they just Gizmo got put onto the back burner.
Yep, and I think Gizmo gets a little bit more in part 2. Yeah. I mean, he is more. They even go more over the top one. I mean, the poster of Gremlins 2 is if I remember correctly. Yeah. No. One of the main poster was, I think, the chair inside the office with the gremlin with the cigar. Yeah. But I think one of the images that I remember was Gizmo with the fucking red Rambo bandana and like a flaming bow and arrow. I remember that too. Like that. The Gremlins 2, he's a little bit more.
I'm surprised they haven't rebooted Gremlins.
I know.
They are doing something with it.
Are they?
Wow.
I think HBO Max, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
I can't believe they haven't done something with it.
It's just...
of all the other things that have been rebooted and redone, I can't believe...
They're doing an animated prequel, Gremlins Secrets of the Mogwai in 2021.
I'll see that. I'll check that out. Like
nice.
that is... there's just so many things about that I Phoebe Cates I thought was great.
Yeah.
Again, that first scene where you don't really understand it. I thought they did a great job of that. Where she's like, "Well, not everybody likes Christmas, some people are opening presents, other people are opening their wrists or whatever." You're like, "What the fuck? Where is she going with this?" And then you finally get the payoff with that monologue.
Fucking dead dad.
That's one of the all-time funniest monologues in movie history, just because she does it so perfect.
Yep.
But is it trying to be?
No,
yes.
I
think it's trying to be funny.
I don't think so.
I think it's trying to be
meant
funny.
To be earnest.
I think it's trying to be funny. I think that's why she does it so well, because her dad gets stuck in a Jiminy dress.
I don't think it's meant to be funny.
I do.
I don't either.
Everything in this movie's a comedy. I don't think they're going to stop down and try to make a scene.
I think they were trying to make it dark at the beginning,
right?
And then then it went the other way.
Yeah, I disagree. I think because that's at the end of the movie, so we're already in full-on comedy mode at this point, and then she delivers this monologue about her dad trying. He was there for 2 weeks. That's fucking hilarious.
I mean, just because we find it funny, I don't think it was meant to be funny.
Do you want me to read what it's the Wikipedia entry?
Yes, please.
Okay. A famous urban legend is referenced in the film in which Kate reveals in a speech that her father died at Christmas when dressed as Santa Claus and broke his neck while climbing down the chimney. After the film was completed, the speech proved to be controversial and studio executives insisted upon its removal because they felt it was too ambiguous as to whether it was supposed to be funny or sad. Dante refused to take the scene out, saying it represented the film as a whole, which had a combination of horrific and comedic elements. Spielberg did not like the scene, but despite his creative control, he viewed Gremlins as Dante's project and let him leave it in.
Oh.
See, that's what makes me think it's a comedy. It's comedic because I think that scene does both. You have the horror of losing a parent mixed with the absurdity of how she lost her parent. He was in the chimney for 2 weeks. I mean,
don't think it's
how does he go missing for 2 fucking weeks? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. That's why he kept it in. Because Spielberg is all about the tug at the heartstrings, and if he knew that was pure irony. So he's like, "Will you take this out? You were fucking. You're gonna make light of a fucking dad dying on Christmas."
I think that's the reason it got left in because Spielberg thought it was supposed to be.
He didn't want it in there. Spielberg didn't want it.
But he could have yanked it.
I'm telling you, I think he
had the power to yank
right,
it.
but I think he like Cody said, he let Dante make his movie, and I think that's what it was. I'm telling you, I think that was meant to be funny because it fucking killed me watching it. Like if it, so good. So Cody, what would you rate Gremlins?
I'd probably give it a B.
B, not bad. Eddie,
solid B.
I give it a B plus.
Same here. Yeah. I'm a B plus on Gremlins.
That's a movie I've always enjoyed as a kid, and today.
I can't wait for Cody to see part 2 now.
Yeah,
I don't
know if he'll give it as high of a grade.
I don't think he will. It's so insane. It is. It is just
because, like we said, the beginning of Gremlins starts off as a classic horror film of setting up rules, and you're like, where's this going? There's this old Chinese dude with this box of. With this little character.
And the pods are kind of creepy looking when you first see them.
Then it goes nuts. But like Gremlins 2 is just already in outer space.
Gremlins 2 is like, look, we already told you that these are just slapstick.
Yeah.
These are evil Three Stooges. So now we're just going to fill this movie full of nothing but evil Three Stooges and have fun. Yeah, I'm excited. And next up, we have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Now, Cody, how many of the vacation movies have you seen? Just the first one?
I don't think I've seen any of them.
You haven't seen?
Oh,
really?
Man.
Yeah.
Shit.
I mean, the first one's great.
The first one is. Oh, fuck. Do we need to add that to the list?
At some point.
European Vacation ain't half bad either.
It's got its moments for sure. Even Vegas Vacation has some moments.
Who didn't have a crush on Moon Zappa in Vegas in European Vacation?
Right?
I mean, my goodness. The opening, the pig in the poke, where, what's his name? Gomez Adams is just pulling an over-the-top, what's his face?
Richard Dawson.
Richard just making out with the daughter and Audrey. That was fucking. Oh man! All right, so next up, national. Should Cody see Vacation?
I don't think you need to see Vacation.
Though there's that one reveal when he gets when they're looking at the lights. It's 10 times funnier if you've seen.
Right, and then there's a reference too about how all their vacations go bad. Go horribly.
Right.
And now this is the one where they're actually trying to stay at home and have a vacation.
Right.
And it's going horribly.
It's going horribly.
But I don't think
I guess you don't have to.
That as a foundation to see the other
But
ones.
boy, the first Vacation is just a fucking. I will say this: they all pale in comparison to Part 1.
Yeah, Part 1's the best.
Part 1 is by a mile the best. But all right, so Christmas Vacation is next. You know where to find us. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another good Willow hunting. Hope you're having a great December.
Yes.
As we're all doing this like on one day, basically.
We're gonna marathon.
We're gonna marathon the shit out of this. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Bye.